To be rich is not to be a show off of a badass. To be rich is to be someone that thinks about the group, as in for the group, as in nothing but the group, and that's it. To be rich is that when they see me, I'm gonna break bread with them, you know? So I try not to move a lot. I stay isolated. Not because they could jack me, but because who I am. I'm a caring, giving person. I might give out everything I have. So for that factor, I created a defense of staying home, being content, and isolating myself because of my riches. Genuine has a way of doing the same thing, but we do it out of genuosity and gestures, you know? We don't have money to compete with those fellas, but we have the same amount platform of people, you know? People I go home to and enjoy my day-to-day with them. Same as rich people, you know? They buy themselves something expensive of high class of that type, because we can only do the same thing in life to enjoy life, which is simply live life, you know? It's how you live it that makes it rich. Now you can have all these badass gadgets that you spend money on. That's not a rich way to live it, you know? You might not be enjoying them. Here I am, broke as fuck, happy as fuck, enjoying every second, you know? So then you come to ask yourself, what's going on with this picture? Is that riches is devalue its value on what it is being rich, you know? It shows no class of no mercy for itself, that it can't sustain a value for it to depend on itself to be valued rich no more. It gets looked at like a target now, you know, like a sucker, you know. And that's the rich guy, follow him, you know, sort of saying. So we come to an understanding that our rich people stand against this line of what it is, attack versus simple life. Anybody will do anything to get up, anyway, anyhow, at any cost when they're coming from the bottom, right or wrong. That's the way of thinking when you're coming from the bottom. But in genuosity, when you're growing up with your parents, it's work hard, get hard, and get it right, you know. That's when you're growing up with your parents. What about when you fall off and you don't have your parents no more? It's get it at any cost, right? Well, that way of thinking of frame is no longer existing in my imagination, because that's been called a necessity of an enemy that we fight every day on a day-to-day of a universal way of fighting. It could fall in a rich guy, poor guy, a healthy guy, a non-healthy. The universal necessity of saying you're going bankrupt and you've been jacked, or something happened where you're rock bottom broke. If that situation happens, you hit the fucking crime button where you're like, I gotta do something for this and get up fast, you know? Believe it or not, EDD showed us that a lot of genuine people getting that amount of money turn evil at the end because they wanted to replace that much amount of money, you know? Here we are recognizing that they were fake. So with that understanding, we come to a point of time of era, understanding that the world outside the America faces a struggle of independent nations of what it is economy-wise. To be struggling is to fight a necessity of hunger and whatnot, of shortage of supplement. Now here we come in an era where we're meeting our grade of what it is balance amongst each other, players of candidates of nations, you know? We're all evaluating each other by a platform of evaluating. We don't have nothing evaluating us as the third sense of universal sense. So meaning I'm going on display. I'm universally analyzing what it is to be valuing each nation, and I see that each one of them is missing something concrete that needs to come from a floor of universal grounds, where none of them could say I domain this way of coming, because this shows an equality amongst human life. So what I'm saying is that if I was to draw a line and say from now on every human from this point on gets an amount of money of $3,000 and $1,000, sort of saying, and everybody gets it equally around the world. I make it a must that everybody gets it because they get it because of our independence. It shows that it pays the cost to live life at a day-by-day expense by the month. So we're not free until you pay that whole cost of the bill and everything that has you worried for the necessity. So we create this $3,000 domain of responsibility of individuals' discipline for his independence to be an interdependence of individual, of an independence of what his religion is to be, you know? So we give it a universal entry of a father trio. This father trio stands with the opposite sex of a mother trio to combine both mixtures of the whole human race, comes together with these two, you know, universal codes, which is the father sense and the mother sense. These are universal words. Sorry for messing up, whatever. But these are words that fit all of us by the title that we are. I'm soon to be a father. I am a father. If not, I'm going to be a father. If not, I'm a stepbrother. Those three titles, you get what I'm saying? Same goes for the mom. So we figure out and we come to find out that we fit this agenda of topic. It fits all of us by demand. Yeah, he's right. It fits us. I'm gonna be a father, or I'm soon to be a father, or I'm gonna be a stepbrother. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's the nature and our human instinct is to be a father. That's what we represent our Heavenly Lord Father as, a father that created something and was like, you live life fair and live it free, right or wrong. So we come understanding that. With that allowance of understanding that, we use the universe for what it is, an allowance to understand. And what I'm saying comes with an allowance of what it makes sense. The universe allows the sun to have light in the universe, because if it wouldn't, it would be off. So because of it being on, it's allowing the sun to have light in the universe. That allowance comes with our independence. The king allowed the independence to go on for us to be who we are, with a universal advance towards the rest of the nations of genuine, because of this return coin. It was a contract well set, and now it is to be proclaimed. JFK brought it up 1960 about, are we doing our best for our freedom? The debate versus him and Nixon. He left it at a rendezvous table where it's soon to be picked up by anybody that picks it up, of recognizing. I recognize it and I pick it up. Tag team. Boom. So I pull his topic, if are we doing our best to secure what it is American way of being of life? Is it secure by the measurements of human itself? Are we doing everything impossible to make sure that we are stable for anything that happens further beyond? No, we're not. And we don't have time to fight this politically or even make any achievements or changes, we don't have time for all that, because lives are at the borderline, independently waiting for something to come to them, something of great hope that nobody wants to speak about or even say anything about, because they're scared. They don't know how to make sense of it. They don't want to manipulate. They don't want to end up dead. I'll be the first one to throw the fucking shoe at the window, and to recognize that it stands for someone that understands this title, and I understand what it is to be in this title, so I present this title for what it is. It is to be forgotten. You understand what I'm saying? 360 that, pass it on, dude. Dialogue. When you switch over to me, dude, when you walk away from this, you're no longer going to touch currency. You hear me? You're going to be a robot, dude. And you're going to be fine as hell, dude. You continue your good job and develop that shit, dude, further beyond, dude.